Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back today once again with the latest and greatest data mines here for your respective game in Marvel Horde Force. Jokes aside, guys, the reason I always make that comment is because once again now we actually have some information here on what's going to be coming up in terms of events and festivities that we can prepare for. But more importantly, we actually know that there's a pretty good likelihood and certainty that it's going to be a campaign energy hoarding event where the more you have right now to prepare for next week, the better you'll likely do in terms of the rewards and leaderboard opportunity. So what do I typically do for this event? And for future events just like this is exactly why you can see on my top right here, I have a massive amount of campaign energy in addition to ISO. We still actually haven't seen an ISO event in quite some time, so I'm just waiting for this one to be unleashed at a future event. But it doesn't matter, guys. I'm not losing anything because now that I have especially Professor Xavier unlocked, to be honest, there isn't really much to be farmed for right now in the game. I'm kind of in a holding pattern, but I can still take advantage of these leaderboard events and still make some content for you guys and best preparing. So what do you do for these events? Well, if we know that there's campaign energy, this is what I typically do, right? So you can see there's like a yellow energy bar here. And what you can do is, if you do have power cores actually saved up, this is one of the most useful ways to use this because, tapping this with the cost of 50 power cores is going to grant you more campaign energy. So we can do that right here on screen. I'll show you. Tap this. You can do this 4 times per day, and this is actually going to give you a boost and uptick here in campaign energy. And then when it actually increases to the next level of coster, which is 100 power cores, that's typically where I would stop. It's very powerful because you can do this for every single day up until the event actually comes out, and then actually get a huge advantage against those that are against you that aren't actually using campaign energy and hoarding, right? Because of the fact that we are now using that stored value of time and using it at a later time, which is going to be more meaningful. And that's also how we did so well with the Fantastic Surge event, because we did the same thing with power cores, but now in this case, it's going to be applicable to campaign energy. So just a quick little rundown there on how to hoard and how to prepare for these coming events. Now, back to the data mines, guys. I want to talk about what's new, what's coming up, what has not taken place yet, because what we've seen in these data mine files is that they've been adding like 2 to 3 weeks worth of information. So it's been a little bit more interesting to sift through, to say the least. But the good news is that with each passing week, we know kind of what's already happened, so we know what's remaining to be coming into the game. So I made this data mine last week. I thought this was going to actually kick in for this week. Looks like it hasn't yet, but there is a new multiversal powerhouse event coming, right? Remember, this is the one where there's going to be some opportunities actually for Franklin Richard shards. Very similar to how we had Invisible Women, but also obviously you can see there's going to be antimatter associated with that. I love these global milestones because it doesn't really feel like you're doing much, but collectively everyone playing the game is adding to the milestone points. So that's something I'm looking forward to. Likely coming this week or near the end of this week or early next week, and for us to take advantage of there. We have the next cosmic raid here also coming into the fold. So this is very similar to the one that's ongoing right now, which is battling in raids with thunderbolts at 5, 6, and 7 yellow stars, battling cosmic crucible, as well as the earning of these ally supplier orbs. So they've been adding this in the data mine just because of how straightforward and simple they are, and I think it's just easy for them to plan ahead accordingly as well. And obviously there's been some fantastic 4 diamond orb fragments also. So now everything here is going to be new stuff, guys, that we have not seen in my past data mines. So we also have what's going to be taking place for next week in terms of the Broken King. So you can see earning gold, playing Cosmic Crucible with the Accursed team for rewards. That's going to be what's taking place. And as well, if you have Hellfire Club at Gear 20 Gear 20 already upgraded, they're going to give you an opportunity for these exclusive rewards. Likely those diamond fragments we've been seeing here the diamond orbs that we've been seeing for the Fantastic Four. Now, this is also new, guys. Hopefully you haven't done this yet, but there does look like there's going to be a specific event tied back to the upgrading here of mutants, as you can see from this new quest ID. Now, it's important because obviously most of us have been getting ready, getting geared up here for the new Hellfire Club, but this event does actually give you more value here if you actually wait until you actually see this event line, because you can see here the upgrading of mutants is going to add points. Bringing them up to Gear Tier 13, 16, 19, and 20 is also going to add points. In addition, even their ISO 8 upgrades here respectively for the purple, which is what you see there. Green, blue, and purple, and getting them to that level 3 for each respective mark is going to also get you points. It just remains to be seen how much points this adds up, and as well if it even matters in the grand scheme, because if this is just tied back into the command center, there's probably more premium rewards than anything. So what that typically means is that usually it's not as valuable to the overall climbing of the rankings for the command center, but still some premium rewards in the sense that it could be gear tier 20, it could be some additional antimatter. So just something to be on the lookout for, in my 2 cents. Not a big deal, but if you want to maximize the value anyways, that would be an opportunity here to wait for this event to go live and then go ahead and then upgrade your mutants. But as well, guys, we also do have now information on the next leaderboard event, because remember, they always like to switch off 1 week with leaderboard, the following week is a break so everyone can take a breather, and this is looking like it's going to be for next week, slotted in, called the Flames of Tomorrow. Finish strong in the Flame of Tomorrow leaderboard milestone to compete for Diamond, Rachel Summers, and AZAZEL Diamond Orb Fragments. So we know typically what's going to happen with this is that usually the top 5,000 players will get access to those diamonds. That's how we were able to also get that Quasar Diamond in the recent Quantum Surge event. We also see that there's some verbiage here tied back to the spending of campaign energy, and very similar to other leaderboard events, usually whichever character is getting featured in that specific leaderboard, whatever trait they are in terms of their classification, that's usually the gear tier 20 mats reward. So for example, when we had when we had Quasar, there was obviously some opportunities for Mystic Gear. When we had the Fantastic Four, there was Bio, and now it's actually really interesting here that this is probably going to be some gear tier 20 mutant materials. They have switched up here and there, but usually it's been pretty consistent. And to be honest, signaling the nod here to the new mutant raid team, it would make the most sense for gear tier 20 pieces for them. So if you guys are working on Age of X progression, right, and you're needing some mutant gear, well, good news for you guys is that there's probably some coming along your way. I know in the Age of X saga anyways, the mutant gear I was waiting on was actually in the global hero section, because of the fact that I needed both Jean Grey as well as Emma Frost X-Men version. So just something to be on the lookout for there, guys, in this section here, I believe. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Global Heroes. Yeah. So hope this helps you guys out. In the meantime, we can best prepare, and all the prep we can do now can help us for future events. And that's really why I want to share this with you guys as soon as possible. Make sure you please like, follow, and share this around with your alliance mates to help prepare for the coming weeks here. Thank you for your time as always, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.